I knew where every bathroom was and every store, every gas station between where I lived and where I went to work.
I'll get real pale, like I'm going to pass out. The pains are that bad.
He'd come home and he'd hold my hand. "I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry you're in pain."
Was told not to have any more babies and was devastated.
You don't have a life, the disease is running your life.
This isn't normal. This cannot be normal.
I just felt devastated that my life was being controlled by my stomach.
Out of control. It's a feeling echoed by more than 25 million Americans with irritable bowel syndrome. Women are more likely than men to have IBS. Younger people more susceptible than older. Yet treatment of IBS is progressing, and with today's improved understanding of the disorder, patients no longer need to suffer in silence.
Our knowledge about this disorder is increasing rapidly, and that the treatment options we have today are much greater than what we had in the past.
Tina is living proof that IBS can be managed. Within weeks of beginning treatment, she had returned from the depth of her pain and despair.
The diarrhea and the constipation came under control almost immediately. Then the pain started dwindling, and by a couple months later, I was my old self again.
IBS is a medical condition in which the gastrointestinal tract functions improperly, leading to symptoms that vary from person to person. Possible symptoms include abdominal pain, altered bowel habits, diarrhea, constipation, a bloated feeling, incomplete evacuation, and mucus in the stool. You can also suffer a combination of these symptoms.
And imagine walking around like that every day, all day, 10, 12 hours a day. It wears you down. It wears you out. It makes you feel like there's just no hope.
And the pain would remain for several hours. It would ease off about time it was time to eat again.
The symptoms never totally cease. They do get a lot better, and then they just roar up, and you never know when.
It did so much to my family life. It wasn't just me. It was pouring into my children's lives. It was pouring into my husband's life. And it just wasn't fair.
The cause of IBS is not fully understood, but it is known that increased sensitivity in the gut and alarm signals from the brain interact to form a vicious cycle.
This is really a brain-gut disorder, and what we mean by that is it's not caused by psychiatric conditions and it's not entirely limited to the bowel, but the brain and the gut are constantly talking to each other.
Some people suffer with IBS for years, thinking or having been told that their symptoms are simply due to stress, since conventional tests have yielded nothing.
I went through a whole battery of tests, and everything came back negative. And I'm like, well, I'm not imagining this.
My doctor in Lynchburg told me, "Sorry, you're just going to have to live with this."
But in the care of a gastroenterologist or physician trained in the complexities of IBS, treatment is available. He or she will affirm that you're not imagining the condition.
It was really important for me to know that this wasn't in my head.
Although there is no test that specifically identifies IBS, blood tests and some procedures may be required to rule out other conditions. At the same time, the physician turns to your symptoms to confirm the diagnosis.
In this particular disorder, we have to rely almost exclusively on what you say your symptoms are, their level, and how much they're bothering you.
And while it may be uncomfortable talking about diarrhea, constipation, hemorrhoids, and other personal matters, discussing it with your physician is vitally important. In fact, your successful treatment depends on it.
I mean, there's a lot of things my husband doesn't know just because it's that type of a personal thing. And you have to be able to talk to that doctor about those personal things because he needs to know about those things to see if everything you are doing together is working.
It's important for the patient to talk to their doctor, to understand the symptoms, and to develop an ongoing relationship to control these symptoms over the years.
Working together with your physician is key. Treatments for IBS vary considerably from patient to patient. Your specific symptoms, their severity, and the triggers which cause them dictate the individual treatment plan for you.
We can definitely improve the quality of life through a variety of measures. First of all, there are new medications that are coming out that act at receptors that help modify the pain. There are antidepressants that can be used to reduce the pain at the level of the brain. There are dietary and lifestyle changes that can be done, and very importantly, we can help patients understand that this is a real condition, not life-threatening, and something that they can manage.
9, 4. When beginning treatment, patients are told to pay attention to their diet and emotional state whenever symptoms flare up. Sometimes a diary is used to help identify triggers, conditions that bring on your symptoms. Typical IBS triggers include certain foods and drinks, some drugs and medications, stress, and other physical factors.
You do have a responsibility to be aware of the things that trigger an episode or that make you feel worse, so that you can relay this back to your caretaker or your physician, so that together you guys can come up with some type of a plan.
Once IBS is diagnosed, a typical treatment and management routine may involve maintaining a healthy lifestyle with a balanced diet, regular exercise, and minimal stress. Keeping a diary to help identify triggers, and if identified, working to reduce them. Medication to help reduce symptom flare-ups. Psychological treatment to help improve coping when symptoms are more constant or limiting. And ultimately, working with your physician to decrease or eliminate medications as you learn ways to manage IBS on your own. For many patients, knowing that IBS can be managed, even if not fully cured, reduces the stress that once contributed to IBS episodes.
You may not overcome it, but you can learn to live with it, and there's a difference between living with it and enduring it. I don't think you have to endure irritable bowel if you find good treatment.
Many patients begin the road to recovery with an attitude adjustment, shifting how they view the condition.
One doctor told me, "Blair, it's all in your head, go home." And then the next doctor told me, "Well, Blair, this is in your head, but you're not crazy. There's a brain-gut reaction, and you're taking out your stresses through your gut. Let's see what we can do about it." He put it totally different, and I accepted it totally different.
As a result of treatment, more than half of those with IBS see their symptoms improve. 75% say they manage their symptoms better. But due to the complexity of the disorder and its varied treatment options, patients must give the treatment plan time to work.
It does take time, and it takes some fine-tuning of that treatment plan over time. You may not hit on the right thing the first time.
Very often patients become frustrated and dissatisfied because they want a magic cure.
There are many treatments that are available. It may take time, but you can improve your quality of life.
Every day, the quality of life for those with IBS is improved. Success can be yours as well, but you must work with your physician, become aware of your triggers, and stick to the prescribed treatments and lifestyle adjustments.
I do not experience the pain to the nearest closeness of what I had before.
When I woke up in the morning and I didn't hurt at all. I had no pain anywhere. I mean, wow.
My life is completely different. I'm feeling so much better. I feel cured. I feel well.
When I went to my doctor and thanked him for giving me my life back, my husband got up and thanked the doctor for giving him his life back.
For more information about IBS, contact the Foundation for Digestive Health and Nutrition, the American Gastroenterological Association, or the International Foundation for Functional Gastrointestinal Disorders.
Give these doctors a chance. There is hope. You can work through it. You really can.